But anyway, we will start. Should we start with the ladies? The HSBC Women's Open, Women's World Championship, sorry. And Paul, given you're our resident LPGA expert, you always have been, I'd like to ask you what you know about this tournament and the course.
So it's in Singapore at the Sentosa Golf Club. A par 72 with water coming into play on a number of holes. It's twice been voted the, what do you call it? Not ecological, environmentally friendly golf course. The number one twice so far. So it's a very picturesque course, number of bunkers, reminiscent of sort of like the sandbelt bunkers that you find in on a number of Australian courses.
Inspired by the sandbelt, I believe.
There we go. Defending champ is Hugh. How do I say that? Hugh Ju Kim. And it was a very, very tight finish last season. There were, I think, 11 of the top 12 players were in contention on the final day before Hugh Ju Kim came through and won.
She was 7 or 8 under on the final day, wasn't she?
Indeed.
Yeah. That's wild. Over the top of Hannah Green, I think it was.
Yep.
I think former host.
There we go. We just heard about Hannah Green again. I get the feeling we'll hear about her a wee bit more.
I think former host, if you go back and listen to this time last year, Teddy would have been spewing and may have even put Hannah in the sea.
He did.
Yeah.
She was one that went in the sea. She's recovered from that, though.
She has. She's back.
Yeah. What? Just a tick over 6,700 yards.
Yeah.
This course. So nice. It's a fairly receptive. You've got to hit fairly straight, but the fairways aren't. There are a number of fairly friendly fairways, shall we say?
I'm interested to hear what you guys have got in terms of stats you're looking for. It's the LPGA is a hard one. They don't have yet. They're coming. The strokes gain stats that the men have. So it's and the previews in general around the world are pretty bad. But I've got this week. I had a look at last year's stats. I was looking at the top 10 in particular. Driving distance was up there. Accuracy off the tee as well. Pretty big greens, but green at regulation and putting average was very prominent at the top there. I had the top 10 last year. They hit 73% of the fairways across the week, 80% of the greens, and averaged 29 putts per round. 7 of the top 11 finishes last year averaged over 260 yards off the tee for the week. Patrick, anything to add in Singapore?
Yeah, I would have loved some strokes gained approach stats to go off. That would have been really handy, I think. It seems like each of the last 6 editions of this tournament have been won at 15 under or lower, so you do need to be able to sort of rack up the birdies if you want. So I did look at birdies or better, and driving distance was another one. I think it'll be handy to be a bit further down there if you do want to get that scoring going. And then I also just looked at par 5 scoring as well, with 4 par 4s, none of which are complete monsters, so could be fairly gettable by the longer players in the field. So those were the ones I focused in on.
Nice. Adding value already. I like it. Let's start with the newbie. Patrick, do you want to start by giving us your best bet for the HSBC Women's World Championship?
Yeah, I've gone with Paddy Tennekit, who was 3rd here last year, her first appearance at the tournament, and good sign for me was she improved every round, started off 70-70 in the opening 2 rounds, then went 68 and finished with a 65 to only end up 2 strokes back as well. Really good statistical profile. 13th in driving distance so far this year, and she was top 10 in that stat last year, and she's T4 for birdies or better on the LPGA Tour this year, so she can score with the best of them. Won the ANA Inspiration ahead of Lydia last year at a pretty low score, and she also had top 10s at the KPMG PGA and Women's Open. So in a strong field like we're getting here, she can certainly hold her own. So she's my top selection.
Very nice. Paul, who are you going with?
It was a tough decision.
Strap in, punters.
I've gone with Lydia Ko at $8.
And that's a record 20 tournaments in a row for Paul Moate.
Well, let's just have a look at her form. Her last 5 tournaments. Of course, she won the Gamesbridge. Before that, she was 10th at the Hilton Tournament of Champions, 9th at the CME Group Tour Championship, 2nd at the Pelican Women's Championship, and 3rd at the BMW. So she's in some pretty good form at the moment. Now let's have a look at her form at this tournament. The last 4 times that this tournament has been played, of course, they missed out last year due to COVID. In 2020. She's finished 7th, 11th, 9th, and 10th. So she's always been there or thereabouts in Singapore. And this was over a period where she wasn't playing the best golf of her life. So now that she is back into some really, really top form, I don't mind the look of one Lydia Ko at $8.
Yeah, nice. I can't really argue against that. Very short, but she's very short for a reason.
Indeed.
She's a very good player. I'm going to go with Danielle Kang at $19. This is her 3rd tournament of the year, and it might be the 3rd time I've tipped her this year too. She's only lost to Paul's good friend Lydia Ko. She won the Tournament of Champions, came 2nd at the Gamebridge. She ranks 11th on tour for green and regulation, 5th for putting average, and 1st for scoring average. Last year, she was 36th in driving accuracy, 4th in putting average, and she was T2 here in 2018 behind Michelle Wee. And in 13 starts dating back to June last year, she's had 5 top 5s, which include her win, and 2 more top 10s. So she is in form, can play. Danielle Kang at $19.
Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you, and I don't know what it is I should do.
Patrick, who have you got circled for your mid-tier?
Yeah, almost fell off my chair when I saw the price for Auria Jatanagan at $76. Like,
Woo.
obviously not in her best form ever at the moment, but obviously former world #1, so she's got the class, and she won twice last year, so she hasn't been completely out of form. Course form is 24, T8, 16, 2, T4, so not exactly a stranger to this course. She was top 10 at the US Open and the Women's Open last year, 11th in birdies or better, and we just know that on her day she's as good as anyone. So yeah, very happy to have a swing at her at $76.
Nice. Paul?
I did have a look at Patrick's top pick, her country woman, Thitikal. But unfortunately at $26, I can't fit her into the mid-tier selection. She has won at this course.
15-year-old.
Yes, and the Asian Amateur Champs. So she does have a bit of form here, but unfortunately doesn't fit into that $31 or more bracket. And also, there was another one I was looking at, an Australian, Minjee Lee, who also is just outside that at $26 as well. So I've settled on Hannah Green.
Of course you have.
Well, she does fit into the $31 or more bracket.
Very surprised she's there too.
But she
Lay it on us, because I'm with you.
Well, we've just gone over her recent form. She's coming. I know the field here is a lot stronger than what she's faced in her last couple of tournaments.
Can't beat confidence though.
No, she is on a roll. And well, she's a former major winner. She's performed in this tournament before. Just all lines up, and at $31, she does look like a wee bit of value.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I've got Hannah Green circled here as my mid-tier. I'll just see if I can add anything to that. Having a look at my notes. Did you mention she was second here last year?
I did say she had form.
Yeah. She lost. She was 3 under and bogeyed the last 2 holes to miss out by 1. She ranks 21st on tour in driving distance, 69th in green and regulation, and 9th in putting average. But I think the form is the big play there for me.
Looks like a long shot, baby.
Patrick, a roughie.
Yeah, there are a couple at $111 that I really liked. Was tossing up between Nana Kirst Madsen and Yelimi No, but I landed on Yelimi. She hasn't played here before, so that is a bit of a question mark, but still very young and got all the potential in the world. We saw at the Solheim Cup last year that when she's firing, she can rack up the birdies. 13th in birdies or better on tour last year. Finished third at the Evian and T13 at the Women's Open, and second in par 5 scoring so far this year. So certainly capable of going with them. And I think, she's got a big performance in her. It'll only be a matter of time before she's winning pretty consistently on tour.
Nice. Paul.
I've also gone with $111 shot. Korean Jenny Shin. She finished second in this tournament back in 2018. One stroke behind Michelle Wee, who knocked in a 50-odd foot birdie putt from off the green on the last to win the tournament. All rights, Jenny Shin probably should have been in a playoff for that tournament back in 2018, along with Brooke Henderson, Danielle Kang, and Nelly Corder. She hasn't been at her best lately, but just that course form and the fact I can see her turning this around. I do like her style of play. She can shoot low, so as long as she gets off to a quick start, she'll be right in this. Jenny Shin at 111.
Cool. Also going for someone at 111 and someone Pat just mentioned, Nana Kurtz Madsen. It's tough when you get this far down the leaderboard. Probably not a real chance at winning, if we're honest. But once we get the minors up, definitely have a look at the minors. Where are we? She was T12 at the end of last year in the Tour Championship. Then started this year with a miscut at Cambridge, but she was T15 at the Drive On Championship in her last start. Her stats on tour aren't too shabby here. She's 10th in driving distance, 12th in greens and regulation, and 12th in putts per green and regulation. So if she can get the ball on the green, she will roll the rock. Scoring average 21st too, so can find birdies. Nana Kurtz Madsen at $111. Okay, let's head to Bay Hill and the Arnold Palmer Invitational. We'll start with Pat. What do you know about Bay Hill, Pat? What are we looking for?
I'm hoping it's going to be as tough a test as it usually is. The thing back to a couple of years ago when Toro hadn't won there, it can get pretty dry and pretty fast. Going to be plenty of rough around, pretty long as well. Long drivers tend to excel there. Just look at Bryson's record. So that's always something to look for. And it seems like that's not a course you want to be out of position on. Greens and regulation and strokes gained tee to green have been pretty consistently key indicators there over the past decade or so. So yeah, a big score is never far away if you do make a mistake on approach.
Nice. Paul, anything to add?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking for strokes gained tee to green and greens and regulation. As Patrick said, the greens can get very, very fast there. They're fairly large greens, but they can get very, very fast. So having a hot putter certainly will help. Just having a look at some of the past champions here, as we just mentioned, Bryson DeChambeau, who won't be there this season, is the defending champ. Tyrell Hatton back in 2020. Francesco Molinari, my most favourite Italian. Rory McIlroy, there we go, another big hitter. Mark Leishman, who can knock it down there, and Jason Day have all won there. So, yeah, you certainly want to be getting it as far down the fairway as possible. And I did see a photo of some of the rough last week. They have let it go.
How good.
It won't be nice.
How good. Yeah, tend to agree with everything I was saying. I think it's a second shot course for sure. Driving distance obviously helps, but ball striking and approach, green and regulation should feature heavily and has in my research this week. Tee to green, obviously. What else we got? 60% of the approach shots will be made from 150 yards or more this week. And here's something that I sort of had a look at this week. Not something that is mentioned too widely, but people look at open form, Florida form, course form, all of that. I've gone desert form in the Middle East. If you think of the some of the names you've just rattled off, Paul, McElroy, Hatton, Molyneux,
Rory,
Fitzpatrick, Westwood, Fleetwood, they've all had success in the desert, and they've all had success at this tournament.
I think Link's form holds up pretty well as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Open
Yeah.
Championship finishes tend to be right up there. So.
And all of those guys, and almost everyone you've just named too, all internationals. Only 3 Americans have won this tournament since 2005.
One of them's won it 8 times.
And 4 in the span that I'm talking about.
Yep.
Which is the big cat, the great man, Tiger Woods. Matt Every has won it twice.
Back to back, wasn't it?
Yep. Matt Every. Who's Matt Every? No one knows. And Bryson last year. So
internationals to the fore.
And everyone that I'm picking this week is an international. So
well, I'll just same with me.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Are you on the same page, Pat?
No, I don't. What have we got? No, I've got a couple of Americans in my staking plan.
Get out.
It's a tough finish as well. There's the par 5 16th is an easy birdie hole.
Yep.
But 14, 15, 17, 18 are 4 of the toughest holes on the course. So if you're bidding live Monday morning, just keep that in mind. If you're within a couple of strokes before they get to that 14 onwards,
double down.
There's still a chance. Yeah, you could pick up something, a nice juicy price somewhere.
Okay, let's get to betting then, and we'll keep the same order. Patrick, your best bet for the Arnold Palmer Invitational, please.
Yeah, there was a few here that you can make pretty strong cases for at the top of the market, but I'm sticking with my man, Sung J M. He burned me last week, missing the cut at the Honda, but I think his stats here are just too good to ignore. He's finished 3rd in 2 of his 3 appearances, and course form tends to be pretty sticky. 11th in greens and regulation, 8th in strokes gained, tee to green, 14th in par 5 scoring. So it all sets up a treat. I think, I'm not too concerned about his miscut last week. He tends to be pretty up and down, and on his day, he's unbeatable almost. You think back to his win in Vegas late last year. So I'm going with Sung J at $26.
Oh, I'm going with Sung J at $26. As Patrick said, he won the Shriners last year. He also likes Florida. He won the Honda Classic back in 2020. I think Patrick already said he's 4 strokes gained off the tee, 8 strokes gained tee to green. He's had back-to-back bronze medals here in 2019 and 2020. So he certainly Bay Hill seems to be a course that suits his game. So I also do like Sung J M at $26.
Nice. I'm going for Victor Hovland at $15. I think Victor, while he's, I guess, reasonably short, has flown under the radar somewhat here, given his form on the course in the past. I think he's had a couple of T40s or around about there. But he is a much better golfer than those stats suggest. He has had 4 wins in his last 17 starts, and 3 of those wins come in his last 7. He was just recently T4 and first in the Middle East. He did miss the cut at Phoenix, but bounced back with a T4 at the Genesis on a much harder course with a much harder field. Statistically, he's the 3rd best golfer in the field and 6th best golfer overall in the last 6 months. He ranks 7th strokes gained off the tee, 2nd in approach, and 23rd in putting. He's 8th on tour in greens and regulation, and one of the best long iron players going around. As I said, most of these shots will be from 150 yards plus. He ranks top 25 on tour and approaches from 150 to 200 yards. So Victor Hovland at $15 for me.
Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you, and I don't know what it is I should do.
Patrick, your mid-tier.
Going back stateside with my mid-tier pick, Sam Burns, $41. He doesn't have great course form, but in the time since we were last in Orlando, he's just taken leaps and bounds as a golfer. Won twice since then. One of those was in Florida, and both were on Bermuda greens, I believe. 7th at greens in regulation on tour this season, and 13th strokes gained tee to green. He's a rising star. I think really good price there at $41 when you look at. He's probably similar in profile to a few of those guys in the late teens to 20s range.
Yeah, nice. I like Sam Burns. Very nice. Paul?
I've gone with Mark Leishman at $36. He's done the cycle here at Bay Hill. Won it in 2017, runner-up in 2020, and third in 2011. He comes in off 2 top 20s in California. He's 33rd in driving distance and 15th in strokes gained putting. I just think he's just coming right again. I was very, very encouraged by his play in California. So Mark Leishman at 36, previous winner.
Nice. I'm going for not a previous winner, but a non-winner, which seems like a risky play here. Everybody's favorite Englishman, Tommy Fleetwood, at $51. I can see you smirking, Pat. I'm going to tell you why I'm taking Tommy Fleetwood. I did look at others. I looked at Bezuidenhout, Sergio, Chris Kirk, but landed on Tommy here. 7 top 13s or better in his last 17 starts. Before the miscut at Honda, he'd made 18 straight cuts worldwide. He loves Bay Hill. He's had the last 5 starts, T10, T26, T3, miscut T10. 16th best player in the field statistically over the last 6 months. 9th in strokes gained approach, 24th strokes gained tee to green. So stands out for me there over those others. Tommy Fleetwood at $51.
Looks like a long shot, baby.
Roughie time. Patrick. I know you're not
I'm sure you'll be smirking right back at me here, Carl, because I'm taking Ricky Fowler at $101.
Oh, no, you're not. Oh, wow.
I think the last time I backed Ricky was when he won in Phoenix a few years ago and tried to give it away by hitting it in the water on every second hole on the back 9. But I think I'm still up with him lifetime, so I'm going to go again. He's got 3 top 20s in his last 5 at Bay Hill, so good course record, which is a pretty key indicator here. Obviously, great links player, is Open Championship, Scottish Open records is as good as it gets without winning one. And then he was top 10 at the PGA last year, which is. We don't have official correlations there, but you think what it's like at Kiawah, it's probably fairly similar to what we're going to get here at Bay Hill. Big track, plenty of hazards in place. I could see him. He can raise his game from time to time. So yeah, I think it's one where I do think the winner's going to be coming from high in the market, just with there's so many great players here. But for those top 10s, top 20s, he's well worth a shout. So go with Ricky.
I had a very quick look at Ricky. Very quick look.
Wow.
But I didn't take him. Relax. Who have you gone with for your roughie, Paul?
I've gone with Lee Westwood at $101.
Oh.
Runner up here behind Bryson last time.
He was on a hell of a run last year.
He was. I think he needed the run in the Honda and still finished off fairly nicely there after getting back from the Middle East. He's got good links form, so if that links form transforms into Bay Hill form, I'm happy to take him as well. He's a Florida boy. Well, he used to live down the road from the Honda Classic, so this isn't too much of a trip out for him either. So I just think being back, having that run in the Honda, I think he's prime for this one. $101, Lee Westwood.
Was it the Arnold Palmer into the Players where he went back-to-back seconds, or
Yep.
was it the Honda into Arnold
Yeah.
Palmer?
No, he missed the Honda was the last one of the Florida swing, and he missed the cut there.
Oh, it was, yeah.
He went runner
Because
up,
he was-
runner up, missed cut.
It was with JT in the final group at the Players, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And
that's
he
right.
hit that one off the par 3 into the water.
Yeah. Wow. Englishman featuring heavily. I'm going to go chuck another one in the mix here. Matt Wallace at $151. A very angry golfer who loves a club throw. So I can really get behind Matt Wallace here. He started off the year in the Middle East, was T68 in Abu Dhabi, then a T35 in Dubai. 2 missed cuts, unfortunately, to start the year on the PGA Tour. But definitely worth having a look at. Bay Hill, his last 3 starts, T6, T24, T18. So he's got the course form. Against the field on the course, he ranks inside the top 10 strokes gained total, short game, and around the greens. He's 17th tee to green, 35th in approach, and 53rd in ball striking. So, yeah, maybe not a winner play, but definitely the minors, the top 30s, 20s, 10s, definitely have a look at there.
You look at the recent winners here as well, and sort of being a bit mentally unstable seems to be a key factor with Haddon and Bryson winning the last 2. So that's another big tick in his column.
Wow.
I didn't consider that, and I like that. Yeah, very nice. Okay, let's get to some betting. We've got $100 each to throw around as we please. So Patrick, we'll start with you. Where is your 100 going this week?
Yeah, I'm going to really spray the board here to start off with. Hopefully I can at least find 1 or 2 winners early on. So just nice and simple, $10 on Sungjae to win that Bay Hill, 20 on him top 5. Sam Burns, I'm going 5 and 10 win in top 5. So that takes me to, that's $45 spent there. Going to have 10 on Ricky for a top 20 at $5.50. $55. Also, just going to chuck $5 on Charles Hell III for a top 20 at $6 as well. He's another one with some pretty good course form here. I think what I have noted down, he's got a couple of top 20s in his last 4 starts. So that's me taken care of for Bay Hill, and then I've still got $40 to spend. So just going to go 3 win bets over in Singapore, going $20 on Paddy Tevatanikit to win. $5 on Ared Jatanagarn, and then my last 15 or whatever I've got left is going on the Pride of Ireland, Leona Maguire as well. She didn't make my staking plan, but because she couldn't fit her in the mid-range tier, but at $26, I think she's a great bet as well. So I'll have the rest of my money on Leona at 26s.
Nice. Paul.
I'll start in Singapore. I'm going $25 on Lydia Ko to win at 8.
Ooh.
And I'm also going $40 on Lydia Ko. Top 5 at 2. Well, our top 5 market isn't out at time of recording, but I'm
coming.
thinking it's going to be around 250, something like that. Then I'm heading to Bay Hill for the Arnold Palmer. I'm going $10 on Sungjae Im to be first round leader at $34. And I'm taking $25 on Mark Leishman to be top Aussie at $3.50.
Nice. I'm scrambling a bit here. I'm changing things around, which isn't good. But I will go $10 on Hovland to win the Arnold Palmer, $10 top 5, and 20 a top 10. So it's 40. Adam Scott, $10 for a top 10. I think Adam Scott he seems like a player who's peaking for a very big tournament in April that he may or may not have won before.
Has he won the
Steve
Valspar?
Williams won that one. No.
Yeah, what was that, Pat?
Has he won the Valspar before?
I don't know. He looks like he's playing some good golf. Had a lot of top 10s, and I don't normally like Adam Scott, but
And he won't be going to Saudi Arabia.
there's something about him at the moment that's maybe it's the tan top that he's worn for 40 days straight. So 10 on him, top 10. Sorry, that's 50. I'm going to go 10 on Danielle Kang to win at $19 in Singapore. 10 on Danielle Kang top 5 at $4.20.
maybe.
maybe 4-ish,
I'm
20,
thinking 4-ish.
4-ish, 4-ish. So that's 70. 10 on Hannah Green, top 10 at 340. That's 80. And I'm going to go $10 on Rory McIlroy, first round leader at the Arnold Palmer. Has a great record at the API there. And I think he was first round leader last year too. Not that that really matters much. But
He was second after the first round in Dubai recently. I can confirm.
sounds like someone who was on him.
Yep.
And then my final $10 will go on a little group betting multi. The legacy of Tom Hills lives on. I'm going to go, so $10 on, I'm going to have Scheffler, who is taking on John Rahm, Matsuyama, and Will Zalatoris. And Leishman, who is taking on Hatton, Mitchell, and Gooch.
Is this a tournament bet?
Tournament group betting.
Group betting, yep.
So $10 at $11.25 there for those. That should be my 100 spent.
Okay.
Also, a little out wide $10 that I don't know where I'm getting this from. But as I said earlier, if we get minor placings on the TPS Murray River, I'll have something on Momoka Kabori, top 10.
And if not,
So I might switch some of that around if it becomes available. If
all
not,
right.
Just a little have a we go. $34 to win. Right. That's probably us, just about.
No promotions.
There is a promotion.
What?
Golf bonus back. Let me get the wording in front of me so I don't mess
On the
it
Arnold
up.
Palmer?
On the Arnold Palmer only. Place a pre-tournament outright winner bet through your TAB account on the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And if your player doesn't win but finishes inside the top 10, including ties, we will refund your bet as a bonus bet up to $50.
There were a few ties last time out.
There was.
The Genesis. Yeah. No,
No, the Honda.
the Honda, sorry.
Mm.
There were a few ties. I think it was for 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick sounds like he had some money there too.
No
Shout out Svensson. All right. We'll leave it there. Patrick, thank you for joining us this week.
So for your first golfer only.
Oh, yeah. First golfer.
Mhm.
First golfer you ever bet on.
Thank you for having me, Carl. It's been good to come on and chat golf with you guys. I don't get to talk to Paul much anymore. He seems to be avoiding me. So anytime I can chew his ear off, that's always good.
I'm ready for a kebab anytime.
Yeah, no, like I said, we'll get there sometime.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for joining us.
Anything else? Nothing.
No, we're good. We're done. It's lunchtime.
Don't want to give away anything else? No?
Am I missing something?
Oh, no, I'm just asking. You got nothing
No.
else in your pockets?
No,
All right, then.
not right now.
I tried punters. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe next week for the players.
Hey,
Big tournament next week.
okay.
Um,
What? The Arnold Palmer's not a big tournament?
No, it is, but
Yeah.
it's bigger next week.
Okay. All right.
So
TPC Sawgrass.
thank you to everyone listening. Thank you. And as I say, we will be back next week to preview the Players' Championship. So we'll see you then. Cheers.